President Trump is running again. His 2024 campaign centers on a familiar promise, a stronger border. Central to this pledge is the completion of the border wall. Trump claims this wall will stop illegal immigration. It is a powerful symbol. It resonates with his base. They believe it will restore order and security, but critics argue it is ineffective and wasteful. They see it as a symbol of division. The wall remains a potent image in the immigration debate. The proposed wall would extend across the entire U.S. Mexico border. It would be made of steel and concrete. It would stand tall, a physical barrier to entry. Supporters believe this will deter crossings. They say it will force migrants to use legal entry points. Trump argues it is essential for national security. He claims it will stop the flow of drugs and criminals. The wall is a key part of his America First agenda. Opponents argue the wall is a simplistic solution to a complex problem. They point out that most drugs come through legal ports of entry. They say the wall will not stop determined migrants. Critics also cite environmental concerns. The construction would disrupt delicate ecosystems. The wall's impact on wildlife migration patterns is another worry. Despite the controversy, Trump remains committed to its construction. The border wall is more than just a physical structure. It represents a political divide. It embodies differing views on immigration. For some, it signifies safety and control. For others, it represents exclusion and xenophobia. The debate over the wall highlights the deep divisions within the United States. It reflects the challenges of finding common ground on immigration reform. The wall's future remains uncertain, but its impact on the political landscape is undeniable. The border wall is just one part of Trump's plan. He also proposes increased border security measures. This includes hiring more Border Patrol agents. He wants to equip them with advanced technology. Drones and sensors would be used for surveillance. Facial recognition software would be deployed at entry points. These measures aim to make the border harder to cross illegally. Trump also wants to increase penalties for illegal entry. This includes longer prison sentences. He also proposes making it harder for asylum seekers. His administration implemented policies to limit asylum claims. These policies have been challenged in court, but they demonstrate Trump's commitment to reducing immigration. Another key component is interior enforcement. Trump wants to crack down on employers who hire undocumented workers. He proposes stricter verification measures. He also wants to increase deportations of those who are in the country illegally. This includes those with criminal records and those who overstay visas. These measures are designed to deter illegal immigration from within. These policies are controversial. Critics argue they are cruel and inhumane. They say they target vulnerable populations. They also argue that these measures are ineffective and expensive. They believe they create a climate of fear within immigrant communities. They point to the economic contributions of immigrants. They argue that a more humane and comprehensive approach is needed. Catch and release has been a point of contention for years. Trump made ending it a cornerstone of his immigration policy. The practice refers to releasing migrants into the U.S. while they await immigration hearings. Trump argues this encourages more illegal immigration. He claims migrants will abuse the system. He vows to detain migrants until their cases are decided. To end catch and release, Trump expanded detention facilities. He also implemented policies to expedite deportations. One such policy is the Remain in Mexico program. This policy requires asylum seekers to stay in Mexico while their cases are processed in U.S. courts. These measures have been criticized by human rights groups. They argue they violate international law. They also claim they put migrants at risk. The Trump administration argues these measures are necessary. They say they are deterring illegal immigration. They claim they are protecting national security. They also argue they are upholding the rule of law. They believe everyone who enters the country illegally should face consequences. They argue that catch and release undermines the immigration system. The debate over catch and release reflects differing views on immigration. It highlights the tension between enforcement and compassion. It also raises questions about due process and human rights. The Trump administration's policies have faced legal challenges, but they have significantly changed the landscape of immigration enforcement. Section 4. Asylum under scrutiny, a narrower path to protection. Asylum is a legal pathway for people fleeing persecution. Trump has taken steps to restrict access to asylum. He argues the system is being abused. He claims many applicants are making false claims. He has implemented policies to make it harder to qualify for asylum. These policies have been met with fierce opposition. One of the most controversial policies is the transit ban. This policy denies asylum to migrants who traveled through other countries before reaching the U.S. The Trump administration argues that migrants should seek asylum in the first safe country they reach. Critics argue this policy violates international law. They say it denies protection to those who need it most. The Trump administration has also made it harder to claim asylum based on gang violence or domestic abuse. They argue these are not valid grounds for asylum. Critics argue this ignores the reality of many asylum seekers. They point out that gangs and domestic abusers often operate with impunity in some countries. They claim these policies will result in people being sent back to danger. The Trump administration's policies have created a more hostile environment for asylum seekers. They have made it more difficult and dangerous to seek protection in the United States. These policies have been challenged in court, but they have had a chilling effect on asylum applications. Section 5, A Nation Divided, the battle over Trump's immigration legacy. Trump's immigration policies have ignited fierce debate. His supporters praise his tough stance. They believe he is restoring order to the border. They support his efforts to crack down on illegal immigration. They argue that he is putting America first. His critics condemn his policies as cruel and inhumane. They accuse him of demonizing immigrants. They argue that his policies are driven by xenophobia and racism. The debate over Trump's immigration legacy will continue long after he leaves office. His policies have had a profound impact on the lives of millions of people. They have also reshaped the political landscape. The debate over immigration is likely to remain a defining issue in American politics for years to come. The debate reflects deep divisions within American society. It is a debate about values, identity, and the future of the nation. It is a debate about who we are as a country and what we stand for. It is a debate that is far from over.